Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Let's Create Together, and I'm starting here at the large crafting thing because I want to make one of these. Do I have everything? I think I do. I'm not a big fan of scaffolding. I've been using it more and more lately, getting used to it, and it has its ups, especially in vanilla. But when I saw this, I was like, I need to try it. Let's see here. Oh, this is so much faster than the one in community. Nice. Cool. Oh, it reminds me of the little Rock'em Sock'em robots. That toy. So I was starting this line right here. Just kind of killing time. And then I heard about this thing, so I ended up quitting for the night, and I was like, you know what? First thing I'm gonna do is come back and try this. Let's see, where are my blocks? All right. Now, I think what I do is I hold this in my offhand, and then it places, there we go, whatever's in my main hand. And yes! Okay, that's really cool. It uses durability, but I think there's a way, there it is. There's a way to offset that using one of these copper back tanks. Let's make one of those real quick. Okay, so I made the back tank, and you needed to charge it up with rotational power. So I found a spot in my wall where it was kind of thin and stuck it in right here. Let's clean this back up to the way it was. Like so, and then like so. There. Okay, so if we put this on, we put that back in that hand. Should not use any durability. I mean, the green bar is gone, so that's a good sign. Oh yeah, and doesn't seem to be using much of the tank either. How far can this reach? Okay, so it can reach decent, but not super far, so it won't solve all the problems. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I really like that. Yeah, I'm gonna keep placing blocks now that I've got this, and then we'll come back and start working on our actual project for this episode. So I had a feeling that once Carl got a sight of this thing, he'd want one too. So I went ahead and made him one. Played with it a little bit too much. Yeah, make a back tank, Carl, but yeah, now you have your own. And Carl's base is always fun to come visit. So our project in this episode is to make a better one of these. Let's free cam a little bit. So this is our tree farm. Right now, Omni kind of threw this together super early in the season, and it works just by turning this crankshaft. You'll see the what is it? The extension pistons? Something like that. It'll go all the way down, cutting the bottom wood block of the trunk, and when we get all of the bottoms of the trunk cut, it basically chops down every tree and collects it in the barrel. So what we're going to do is replace this with a much better tree farm, hopefully. I had a couple different ideas I was going through. I'm not sure I'm going to go with my original idea. The one idea that gets used a lot is kind of the windmill bearing circular, and there actually is a lot of upside to using something like that. There we go, and now it's used. But you see how much hunger this uses. It takes a toll if you're not paying attention. And in Create series, I'm not usually wearing a lot of armor. I wear my boots. That's pretty much it. But yeah, now granted, this thing gets a lot of wood. Ours isn't going to be as efficient because it's only going to be single stuff, I think. I'm not really sure. But we need to get the spot where we're going to do the tree farm. And that's going to require using the old diggy machine. Okay, so right between where we have the iron farm and Stow's honey, this has kind of been a dead area the entire time. We've thrown ideas back and forth on what to put here. We honestly thought about making this the train station for the community corner, which is just, I love the community corner. But yeah, so what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to dig a hole through this mountain over here and then pop out on this other side. We'll probably dig a little bit of this mountain away too, and we'll put the tree farm on this side of the hill because they're not the best looking things, and obviously we're going to try to pretty it up a little bit. But yeah, let me dig some holes and we'll come back. Okay, what was a split second for you guys ended up being like a week and a half for me. So I was trying to do a tree farm that combined everything, including mangrove, and I didn't like it. It worked, but it wasn't efficient. It used a lot of materials, and granted, in Create you can get materials pretty quickly, but I felt it was kind of overkill. And then the idea for the farm area changed as it was, so I didn't need it to look pretty, and then, yeah. Either way, like, things changed. And I went with a different idea. Pretty common. I've seen this farm everywhere, so I don't know exactly who to credit the farm for. I saw it on a clip from DJojo the Awesome, and I literally just paused it, viewed what it was, and built it from then. Yeah, this one's going to be pretty standard, pretty easy, and shouldn't have that big of a problem with it. Though I am now noticing where I put it doesn't really line up, but that's not a big deal. So the whole storage room for this won't be over here, but I did want to pause it and let you view the farm itself before I finish up, start putting all the grass and the dirt and stuff in the way. So if you're wanting to build this farm, you can, and you can kind of see where I glued everything together. Everything is super easy farm. There's glue on the linear chassis behind the saws, so it basically acted like a sticky piston. That's why you don't see a bunch of super glue over the saws. But yeah, this is the farm. If we put water in this trough right here, there we go. It goes around and everything is good. We're gonna put some dirt and stuff right underneath, and yeah, I'll come back when we're actually growing trees. Okay, we're farming trees, kind of. There's no trees growing right now. Yeah, so I was growing trees. I went ahead and threw all these together. They were working great. I logged off the server for a little bit. Carl got on and he's working on something cool for a train station and stuff. And I didn't take in hand the amount of just wood this stuff produces, and it overflowed everything and broke the farms. So I really needed to come up with a new storage system. I was just dumping them into chests or whatever. I've started to work out a new way of storing these things. This is probably going to get changed. It cool, but not cool at the same time. But yeah, everything has a farm except for mangrove. I have an idea for mangrove. I think I've got it figured out conceptually, but I wanted to get all the other farms up and running, and to get all the other farms up and running, I needed to get storage for all the farms. Also, Mojang, dark oak saplings, like these things, you don't always get 4 from a tree, which breaks this farm, which means I might have to come up with a new way of supplying saplings into this chest, which is kind of dumb. I wonder if there's a way I can make the deployer not attach to this guy. I don't know. But yeah, that was one thing. The dark oak wood has significantly less because the farm ended up doing 3 saplings and then 3 saplings, and I think this one had 2 saplings, and this was the only section that was constantly growing a tree. So yeah, basically right before, this one's the one that got hurt the most. It kept breaking because it's right after this thing. So I don't know what I'm going to do. We're going to figure it out, but right now I want to work on storage. So what I've done is dug a hole over here to start planning the storage. Now, this is what kind of brought back my want to work on this farm. A week and a half ago, I was like, yeah, nope, I'm kind of done with that. I need to move on. Carl's here, guys. He doesn't know I'm recording an episode at this very moment. But yeah, so we're going to have spots or vaults for all the wood types, or at least all the wood types being made here. And we're going to have daylight coming through here. Probably going to do some limestone and stuff, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get everything functional, and then we'll come back for the decorating bits. Okay, bye. Okay, so mechanically everything is up and going. Matter of fact, we'll see some stuff come through right here. Nice. That's a little bit of stuff. Yeah, there we go. We got some cherry wood coming in here. The only farm I don't have up and going right now is the mangrove. Remember, I wanted to go ahead and get everything correct with the storage. I have a feeling this stuff's like gonna overflow soon. I didn't realize just how stupidly efficient these farms are. I need to either spend time on a farm, which will make this episode take longer to come out, or go ahead and get the design pretty stuff done and then just link the farm up in the next. And I might lean that way, because while I have an idea for the mangrove farm, I haven't even tested it yet. I've got everything else functioning, including this, so it can go ahead and accept all the mangrove stuff once that farm's up and going. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and make this area look pretty, and that's going to require a lot of limestone. Alright, so quick idea. This is what I'm talking about with the limestone. We're also going to use some cut andesite and some cut diorite. I think this actually looks pretty good. Now, this isn't all of it. I think we're going to do some glowberries and maybe some items hanging. The acacia log, I really like. I haven't used it this season because it's been so hard to get, but with that farm just cranking out stuff, yeah, we've got a ton of logs coming in. The spot right here, I think we're going to do the display boards. Those electron tube things are costly. We're going to need to make a farm for those. But yeah, I'll get those made up, but very generic kind of stuff going on right now. I'll get the walls in, and then I can start planning the ceiling, because I do want to open it up to be a skylight. So yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes. We're back, and more stuff has been done. Filling in the walls, getting the ceiling in place, and I did a little pixel art. Yeah, this wall was very blank, and I was like, you know, it'd be cool, a little pixel art. So I did that. I think it looks good, not crazy. Yeah, so I've got this center section right here. I want to build a couple custom trees. I don't know how they're going to turn out, because they've got to be kind of small, but also kind of tall to not block the view. All the display boards are in. None of them are wired up, as I'm trying to just get this area looking presentable to get this episode out. Wiring display boards can happen at any point because the way we've got this, I've got enough power. I'm just gonna come off the belts and power them up. So no big deal, but I need to do the floor. I need to get lighting in. I need to do the glow berries like I had talked about. Yeah, there's still a lot of little details. You can see I've switched and I went with this, which is something we did in the iron farm. And my whole thought process with this was with the acacia wood going all the way down, it made these feel really claustrophobic and tight and stuff. But when you just switch them up for this, they feel more open and more accessible. So that was my whole theory on that. It wasn't so much a visual thing at first. It was kind of a feeling necessity. I don't know how you could say that, but yeah, I haven't done a lot of time lapses this episode because I've just kind of been pieceworking this whole room together, basically sitting down for an hour or two, having a podcast or a TV show on in the background and slowly working things out. And I'm gonna have to keep doing that. I think I'm gonna work on the floor next. I tried to get a little tricky with lighting. I thought if you filled these cauldrons up with lava, it would glow through the cauldron. It does not. So there's a little tip for that. I'll probably just put something up here to light everything up. But yeah, I want to get the floor done real quick. I want to get some lighting going on. Probably some glowberries because that's kind of boring, and then we'll come back to work on a tree. Okay, we are caught up. I want to check right here. Oh, I won't. So I threw this in there. We already have farms overflowing. So yeah, ta-da! I actually worked on this. I was in a groove. I just kept going. I realized we're kind of late in the episode. So I went ahead and made these, and I think they turned out pretty well. They're a little funky, but I like them. And yeah, this room turned out really good. We got the copper lights with green. Used glowberries to make those. I went with a plain dark oak floor. Originally, I started some checker pattern in here, and it was too busy. And there's a thing where like you need to be able to have something for your eyes to just kind of, hey, this isn't busy and overreactive and all that stuff. It's not stimulating. There we go. Let me clean that bed up because we are done in here for today. Like I said, I'll have to wire that stuff up off camera, and I will do the mangrove farm also. But if we come out here, I haven't closed this up. I will close this tunnel up at some point and make it look good. But you can see our spruce is turned off and our jungle is turned off. Now, they're turned off manually. I just went in there and broke everything. Basically, these farms kind of break a lot. Especially, I think it's when like Carl's on and he's going back and forth to his base and the trees sprout in lazy chunks. And I think that's what breaks the farms. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is also put on-off switches on this stuff. I can lower the water wheel by 1 and put a clutch in and do a redstone link, and then I'll be able to put on-off switches. And I might have that somewhere in here, might not, might have it out here or against this wall somewhere. But for now, this area is done. We'll probably start next episode looking at the upgrades I make off camera. They're nothing big. Basically, hey, the display links work, and if I can get a mangrove farm working, we'll show that off. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, and I hope you guys subscribe to get more content. I'm having a lot of fun on Create, and next episode I'm already planning on doing a collab with Carl where we build a redstone farm. So that's going to be fun. But until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.